Hi love, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Miss Ai and you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you my love for always coming back. This is one of the most requested videos on the channel and today let's make it. Let's get right into class. I'm going to be using Baby is from Yarn Arts and it's an acrylic yarn 50 gram, and also the recommended hook size is 3.5 and this is my 3.5 hook and your scissors, measuring tape and stitch markers. To begin with, you are going to make a slip knot and your chain should end on an even number. So I'm making for a size extra small to small, so I'm going to chain 110. If you're making for a size medium, consider chaining 120, and if you're making for a size large, consider chaining 130. After your chains, you are going to add 2 more chains, and now you are going to skip 1 stitch and make 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. You are going to chain 4, skip 2 stitches, and in the 3rd stitch you are going to make a single crochet. Make a single crochet in the next stitch and make a single crochet in the next stitch. So total you have 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Chain 4, skip 2 stitches, and inside the 3rd stitch you are going to make a single crochet and make single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So in total you should have 3 single crochets in the 3 stitches. You are going to chain 4, skip 2, and in the next 3 stitches you are going to place a single crochet in each stitch. So you are going to keep working this until the end of the row. So I shall meet you at the end. So at the end of the row you are going to skip 2 and you should be having 2 stitches remaining. So place your 2 single crochets so that in the next 2 stitches, if you happen to have 3 stitches at the end, please only work in 2 stitches. Work 2 single crochets in the 2 stitches. So row 2 you are going to chain 1 and turn your work. In the very first stitch or inside that same stitch you are going to make a single crochet. In the chain 4 space you are going to place 4 single crochet. And now you go to the single crochet. So in the middle of your 3 single crochets you are going to place a single crochet. So inside that middle stitch place your single crochet. Now in the chain 4 space you are going to place 4 single crochets. In the middle stitch you are going to place a single crochet. In the chain 4 space you are going to place 4 single crochets. You are going to keep repeating this until the end of the row, and I shall meet you at the end of row 2. At the end of the row you are going to skip the stitch, and inside the last stitch you are going to place a single crochet. So this is the end of row 2. Row 3, you are going to chain 6 and turn your work. You are going to work 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and you place the last one there, 3. There you go. You are going to chain 4, skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and you are going to place 3 single crochets, 1, 2. So you skip that 2 stitches and place 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches, 2 and 3. You are going to chain 4 again, skip 2 stitches and place 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. You are going to chain 4, skip 2 and place 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. You are going to repeat this until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you are going to skip 1 stitch and in the last stitch, so you are going to chain 2, skip the 1 stitch, and in the last stitch you are going to make a treble crochet. That is it. So now you are going to chain 1 for row 4, turn your work. You are going to place a single crochet in that very same stitch and a single crochet inside the chain 2 space. In the middle stitch of our 3 single crochets, you are going to make a single crochet. In the next chain 4 space, you are going to make 4 single crochets inside the chain 4 space. In the middle stitch, you are going to place a single crochet. You are going to place 4 single crochets in the chain 4 space. In the middle single crochet space, you are going to place a single crochet. You are going to keep repeating this until the end of the row, and I shall meet you at the end of row 4. At the end of the row, you are going to place your last single crochet in the single crochet space, and inside the chain 6 space you are going to make 2 single crochet. So there you have it. Now row 5, you are going to chain 1, turn your work. Place a single crochet in the same stitch. You are going to chain 4. You are going to skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and in the next 3 stitches you are going to place 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3. You are going to chain 4 again, skip 2, and in the next 3 stitches you are going to place 3 single crochets. You are going to chain 4 again, skip 2 stitches, and in the next 3 stitches you are going to place 3 single crochets. You are going to keep working until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you are going to skip 2 stitches and you are only going to place a single 2 single crochets in the last 2 stitches. So there you have it. Now row 6, you are going to chain 1, turn your work, place a single crochet in the same stitch and skip the next stitch and place 4 single crochets in the chain 4 space. In the middle, place a single crochet. In the chain 4 space, you are going to place 4 single crochets. place a single crochet in the middle and 4 single crochet in the chain 4 space, and you are going to keep repeating this until the end of the row. I shall meet you at the end. At the end of the row, you are going to place your last 4 single crochets in the last 4 chains 4 space, and in the last stitch, your last stitch, you are going to place a single crochet. Row 7, you are going to chain 6, turn your work. So this is row 7. In the very first stitch, you are going to place a single crochet. Place a single crochet in the next and place your single crochet in the following. So that's 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. You are going to chain 4, skip 2 stitches and place 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Chain 4, skip 2 stitches and place 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. And you are going to keep repeating this until the end of the row. So I shall meet you at the end of row 7. At the end of row 7, so you're going to chain 2, skip 1 stitch and make a treble crochet in the last stitch. There you have it. Now row 8, you are going to chain 1 and turn your work. So to begin row 8, you are going to make a single crochet in the same stitch, place a single crochet in the chain 2 space, make a single crochet in the middle stitch and place 4 single crochets in the first chain 4 space. In the middle stitch, make a single crochet. In the chain 4 space, make 4 single crochets. Make a single crochet in the middle stitch. So you are going to keep repeating this for row 8 and I shall meet you at the end of row 8. So at the end of row 8, you are going to place 2 single crochets in the last 2 stitches or inside the chain 6 space. Now chain 1, turn your work and you are going to place a single crochet. So this is row 9. Place a single crochet in the same stitch, chain 4, skip 2 stitches and place 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Again, this is row 9. Chain 4, skip 2 stitches and place 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. And you are going to keep repeating this until the end of the row. At the end of row 9, you are going to skip 2 stitches and place 2 single crochets in the last 2 stitches. Row 10, you are going to chain 1, turn your work. In the same stitch, you are going to place a single crochet. Place 4 single crochets in the chain 4 space. So this is row 10. Place a single crochet in the middle stitch. Place 4 single crochet in the chain 4 space. And you are going to keep repeating this until the end of row 10. So I shall meet you at the end of row 10. If you've made it up until this point and you haven't subscribed to the channel, my love, my baby, my darling, please do. This is your own way of support and encouragement and is highly appreciated. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and always come to class early. So at the end of the row, you should be having this, and this is the end of row 10. If you wish to make the waist more bigger, then add 2 more rows or 4 more rows, but make sure you end on a single crochet row. Now we are going to be joining, so make a single crochet in the same stitch again, so it's kind of an increase. Now you are going to take the other end of your strand and you are going to join it together, and we chain 3, count as your first double crochet, and you are going to keep placing double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. So we are starting the main work. So the row 1 of our main skirt is going to be a double crochet row, so keep making double crochets all around, and I'll meet you at the end of row 1. At the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch on top of the chain 3 space. So this is the end of row 1, and row 1 is just making double crochet in each stitch. Now you are going to make a slip stitch, chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn. So after making the first double crochet row, cut and fasten your yarn. Now you're going to place your work, and the split side is going to be on the sides of the skirt, right? So you're going to make sure you divide your work into 2. You can do so by counting the topmost part, the topmost part of your skirt, or you can count the double crochet rows, whichever way works for you. But make sure the split side would be on the side of your work. So you are going to place a stitch marker on both sides, on both of your hip sides of your work. So that is us dividing our work into 2. Again, the split side is one side of your hip, and the other side would be the other side of your hip. Now you are going to decide between your front and back panel, and you are going to divide that panel into 2. So now we have 2 panels. So decide where you want it to go to your front and where you want it to be the back. Literally it will be the same, just figure out where you want and place a stitch marker in the middle. So now, as you can see, this is my back panel where the stitch marker is, and where the stitch marker is, where there's no stitch marker would be my front panel. So that's literally it. So now we are going to take off the stitch marker, make a slip knot and attach your yarn. Now we are going to be starting. So the first double crochet row was a no increase row. Now we are going to start working our increase row, and to start working our increase row, you are going to chain 3, and you are going to work double crochet in the very next stitch, and keep placing double crochet in each stitch until you get to the side where the stitch marker, your first stitch marker, is, and we shall increase from there. So at the side where the stitch marker is, when you get to that stitch, you are going to take off the stitch marker, and inside that stitch we are going to place 2 double crochets all inside the same stitch. So that is our first increase. So place 2 double crochets, so this is 1, and add another 1, making it 2. Now we are going to work double crochet in each stitch until we get to the other side of the stitch marker where the next stitch marker is, and we shall place our second increase. So I'm at the second stitch marker, so you are going to take it off, and inside that stitch you are going to place 2 double crochets. Now you are going to work double crochets in each stitch until you get to the end of the row, and we shall slip stitch. So at the end of the row, now you are going to slip stitch at the top of your chain 3 space, the last stitch, and you are going to chain 3 for row 3. So row 3 is a no increase row. Now before, let me explain. If you don't want to increase from the back, if you want your line to be straight, it's either you increase from the back or you don't. If you don't want to increase from the back, please don't make your first double crochet, don't put it in that first stitch. So skip it, so that your last, you wouldn't put in that last stitch where I showed the arrow, right? Exactly, so that you can omit that very last stitch before you slip stitch. So I realized my work was tilting, so I had to redo it all over, so you don't have to do this. Exactly, so don't, if you put it in the very beginning stitch, then meaning you are going to put it in the last, you are going to put your last your double crochet in the very last stitch. If you omit, then you can also omit the last stitch. Now this is row 4, and row 4 is an increase row, so you are going to work your double crochets until you get to on top of your increase stitch, your first increase stitch. Please, if you are an absolute beginner, I'll recommend that you place your stitch marker after your no increase row. Place your stitch marker on top of the increase row stitch, so you wouldn't miss. But for me, I can eyeball it, so I'm at my very first increase, and on top of that stitch you are going to place 2 double crochet. So just make sure it's aligned in any of the increase stitch. You can place your 2 double crochet on top, and now you are going to keep working your double crochet in each stitch until you get to the next increase space. So this is row 4. So just make sure you have it in mind. All the even rows are the increase rows, and all the odd rows are the no increase row. So on top of your last increase, you are going to place 2 double crochets, and you are going to work your double crochets until you are at the end of row 4. At the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch on top of, so there you have it again. So you are going to slip stitch on top of your chain 3 space, and that will be the end of row 4. Now row 5 is a no increase row, so you are going to chain 3 and you are going to place double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. So that is row 5. Now after row 5, you are going to be alternating between increase row, no increase row, increase row, no increase row, and I'll meet you when I'm at row 13. So keep alternating this: increase, no increase, increase, no increase, and I'll meet you at row 13. So this is what I meant. So now you can see I place my last double crochet in the very last stitch, and this is what it should be having. So it will create a little increase at the back side again, but yeah, this is what you are going to be working. So row 6 is an increase row, so you are going to work and place your increases at where necessary, and you are going to keep working increase row. So keep alternating between increase row, no increase row, increase and no increase until you have row 13, and I'll meet you at row 13. And please don't forget, all the even rows are increase and all the odd rows are no increase rows. So yeah, that's a little trick. If you made it up until this point, baby, you are learning so fast, and I'm so proud of you. Your skirts would almost come together like before a blink. Just keep faith, hold on tight to the hook, because you are almost through. So make your increase row for row 6 up until the end. So at the next stitch marker space, you're going to take your stitch marker and you're going to work your increase. So this, I just placed the stitch marker at the no increase row, just for the absolute beginners to know where you're supposed to place the stitch marker. Don't think twice about, just make sure you are placing it either on the first stitch of your increase or the other stitch, and work until the end of the row. So your work would start taking a shape, and this is what your work should be looking like. So I'll meet you when I have at row 13, and row 13 would fall on a no increase row. So go ahead and work your stitches, and let's meet at row 13, which is a no increase row. So at the end of the row, now you can see the work, the back is straight. So I'm placing my last double crochet in that very last stitch, and this is how. So if you are skipping that very first stitch, like I explained earlier on that note, so if you skip that very first stitches, if you don't want the back, if you don't want to increase at the back, because sometimes increasing at the back, that line, your skirts might look awkward, especially if you are making for a size large. So if you are making for a size large, just consider skipping the very first stitch and start your double crochet on the next, and when you are ending the row, skip that very last stitch and make your slip stitch. Yes, because the more you increase, it will get to a point, especially if you're making for a large, your skirts will look really awkward. So I would advise you don't increase at the back when you're making for a size extra large. This is our 13 rows completed. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So you are going to take a measurement of the hip, and then if that is okay for you, please stop increasing and just from row 13 to 15, or from row 13 to your desired length for the coverage. Just work normal rows with no increase. So when I measure mine is 18 inches when stretched, so I'm going to stop here at row 13, and I'm going to work 3 more rows of no increase. So total would be 15 double crochets rows, and yes, it measures about 10 inches from the top. And come to class for part 2. Bye bye.